him that I'm not running this year for council, and there's many reasons, good reasons. One of the biggest reasons are I've been here 19 years. As you know, I ran the WAC for 8 years. I have 5 kids. I've given my all to West Windsor for many years, even school board, Windsor Athletic Club, 8 days off a year, pennies on the dollar paid. You know how I love this community, and I've always loved this community, big on bringing people together, bringing cultures together, bringing religions together, and that's my big thing, and I felt I've done a lot of that in the 19 years we've lived here. In addition, I have 5 kids, 3 of my sons. I've never ever neglected my children, but I've always, and my 3 sons now are really heavy into basketball. I have a 8th grader, I have a high schooler, I have one playing college basketball, and I've never really been able to give 1,000%. I've given 999% to supporting them in their games and their training and things that nature. Even when I was at the Windsor Athletic Club, when I ran the AAU team, now also I have a new job. Last year I'm director of basketball operations, one of the largest sports complexes in New Jersey. It's in Manalapan. That's taken 60, 70 hours a week of my time. In addition, my 2 parents are 90 and 92. My dad was in the hospital 4.5 months ago. Then my parents are both in the rehab three months ago. They're not getting any younger, obviously at 90 and 92. My brother just moved to Long Island. My parents are in Plainfield. So I have to spend so much time on my off days from work to help my parents out. And as they've taken care of us when we were little, God is always watching. I believe in that. So I have the total obligation to take care of my parents as best as I can. So it's like I have 7 kids in a sense now, because my mom has light dementia. My father doesn't walk very well and move very well, though he still tries to get in the car and drive. But so I have to help him out. So it's like 7 kids. And the time, I know I'm also going to start my own LLC, because for many years people ask me, and I've helped for 25 years kids get into colleges and sports, and particularly basketball. And I want to dedicate a lot of time to that, to my children and to my parents. So I just know I didn't want to run this year because I know we're going to win. And I didn't want to, in a year or 2 years, have to resign. I just want, the end of a thing is the beginning of a new thing. And I just, as a former Division I athlete and working for the NBA many years ago, when you're an athlete, you know when your time is up. And for me, in this community that I love so very much, I actually understand that we're in a great place. We really are in a great place as a community. We're in a great place politically in this town, not in the nation, but in this town, we're in a very good place, I think, in terms of what the future holds for us. So I decided literally after the no yes vote last November, I said in my mind, you know what, I think it's time for me to really devote. And at the same point in time, my parents got a little ill in December and January. So I let them know a little bit behind the scenes that I was probably not going to run this year. And then I want to dedicate a lot more time to not myself, because I've always been about others, but to my boys and my children, my wife. Like, she's literally, I just told someone 2016 we were moving to Robbinsville. And then I ran for school board, got on the school board. You can't live in Robbinsville and be on the school board in West Windsor. And then I ran for council. So I put off a lot of things for family, for the community, because that's just what I believe in, is giving back and really serving your community effectively and well. So for that said, told them a few months ago that I probably wasn't going to run this year. And the first person actually that I told him, I said, this is the guy, I think, not to fill my shoes, because he probably got bigger feet than me. But I said, this is the guy that I really think, just learning and meeting him and speaking with him many times and seeing how he covered the No Verse Yes campaign, which was really a campaign last year, was a precursor of possibly what this year is to come. I said the number one person that I believe that should run in my position or my place would be Joe Charles. So that was just a recommendation. Obviously, it's their team. It's not up to me. But I just looking at the fabric of the community, where we are politically, and where we are trying to go vision-wise in the future. I said that he would probably be the best person that I would suggest to run in my place. So. Without further ado.
Yeah, and you can tell it took us a long time to convince Joe. Because he had let us know almost 4 or 5 months ago. But I'm glad that Joe is joining the team.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need an introduction, but he'll introduce himself.
Yeah, no, thanks, Iman. First I just want to say thank you to Martin Whitfield for all your service to the community. I really enjoyed watching you speak at council meetings, and either live meeting or watching on YouTube. I feel like when I listen to Martin speak, I'm listening to like Vince Lombardi or some legendary, NFL coach that inspires people, and I feel like I'm ready to conquer the world and run through a brick wall after hearing Martin. So thank you for everything you've done for the community and setting a good example. So, second item, everybody have a slice of the bacon yet? The candied bacon? 'Cause I made the bacon, so just, so I figured,
You got my vote.
Give
Yeah,
a few
right.
votes there, yeah.
I mean, this is his.
Business cards, for the bacon. So, but I've gotten to know a lot of you through the vote no process, but some of you are meeting at least in person for the first time. A little bit about my background. I grew up